Hello everyone, this is my presentation. Today I'm going to talk about STEM context. First, let me introduce myself. My full name is Wael Sindi. I am an international student from Saudi Arabia. In my country, I'm a science and chemistry teacher at public schools. I worked as a teacher at all levels of education, primary, middle, and secondary schools. In 2019, I had a scholarship in Melbourne at Monash University, and I was there for a program named Building Leadership for Change Through Schools Immersion. My ultimate goal is to create and nurture a rising, educated generation with the 21st century skills. This generation will be able to bring about positive transformation at the local and global levels. Why is learning STEM important? Like we see, there are several reasons for that. Help children to understand the world around them, stimulate their creativity, and develop 21st century skills, such as collaboration, critical thinking, creativity, and problem solving. Developing students' ability to solve problems, as well as helping them succeed in light of technological change by increasing their skills, which helps them to do so. It expands students' future options and is one of the important reasons to nurture students' interest in STEM. It provides the skill required for high-demand occupations like information technology, science, and engineering. Lastly, STEM education is preparing students for careers that have not even been created. To confirm my word, this is a list of one of the schools in Melbourne where I worked as an observer, and the table shows the extent of their interest in STEM education. As we see, their interest in STEM education starts from early learning centers until the year 6. So later I will show you a student-designed activity that supports sustainability. As we see here, there are 17 elements of STEM education to achieve SDGs, or Sustainable Development Goals, aiming to develop knowledge, awareness, and work. The ability of students to solve the problems they face through the knowledge they have acquired while learning in the classroom through STEM education. Discovering job opportunities and keeping pace with technological development by contributing to solve the Sustainable Development Goal. This is certainly not achieved without good education. So, what are the goals of learning STEM in schools? There are two goals. The first one is that ensure all students finish school with strong foundational knowledge in STEM and related skills. This goal is achieved through three areas: teacher, school, and partnership. The second goal is that ensure that students are inspired to take one more challenging STEM subject. This goal is also achieved through three areas, one of which is shared with the first goal, which is partnership, while the other two areas are evidence and student. As a teacher, how can STEM goals be achieved? This is done by following one of the following methodology: discovery learning, project-based learning, problem-based learning, challenge-based learning, mathematical modeling, and science inquiry. We will have some activities that support some of these methodologies. But before we discuss the activities, we must mention the role of societies in raising a creative workforce that is fully prepared to enter the STEM fields. As we see in this diagram, STEM learning ecosystem is gathering many categories together. Organizations and individuals participate in establishing the concept of each STEM ecosystem, such as school system for pre-kindergarten through 12th grade, out-of-school learning programs, higher education such as university, businesses, and STEM-rich institutions such as museums. Integrating science, technology, engineering, and mathematics activities into students' lives through cooperation between teachers, parents, specialists, and others. So, the first activity is, in my presentation, is building a sustainable city. This drawing was drawn by a 4th grade student. Shown here are the tools used for this activity: foam core boards, heavy cardstock, circuit machine, poster paint, green and blue, light blue tissue paper, solar card, solar windmills, mini solar panels, LEDs, alligator clips, Chitronics light sensitive kit, which needs chip clip, and flashlights. These are some pictures that show the extent to which students cooperated with each other to complete this project. Of course, this activity was accompanied by great incidents of creativity, innovation, passion, and joy. This activity promotes the use of discovery learning. These are some of the advantages of using this methodology: active engagement, promote motivation, ownership of learning, development of creative, critical thinking and problem solving, tailored learning experience, and, as I mentioned before, joy. Let's move on to the next activity with Hexbug. So Hexbug is a leader in the toy industry, giving children a positive experience with robotics and STEM at an early age. Shown here are the steps to do this activity in the classroom. Divide the students into teams, each team containing 3 or 4 students. Encourage students to work on iterating the project life cycle over a specified period. Fulfillment of all requirements is the desired goal. Attendance to the assignment and the teamwork. As it's clear, you have here the tools used for this activity: a large and low cardboard box, clear tape, jumbo craft sticks, cardboard tubes, scissors, hot glue, and Hexbugs. Here we show some pictures of the students while they were designing this activity, and on the right the design appears in its final form. When designing this activity, students must take into account several points, such as what pathway design will keep the Hexbug from getting stuck? Can we create a maze with more than one possible path? Will the Hexbug always go the same way, or will it go multiple different ways? After completing the design phase, the work of each team is evaluated through several things. Make sure the bottom of the box is flat, otherwise the Hexbug will get stuck on the flaps. Travel from the starting point and go around the entire maze. Will the Hexbug pass through the tunnels? It should make a sound it doesn't naturally make. So after completing this activity, it can be placed in the recycling bin instead of keeping another plastic toy for storage. This activity promotes the use of problem-based learning. As we see here, the difference between this method and the traditional method. As the traditional method is providing information and knowledge to students by setting a problem to illustrate how to use this knowledge and focusing on students to remember it. While problem-based learning involves students identifying a problem, what they need to solve, and applying those solutions, then publish the results. The third and last activity is about utilizing virtual labs. This focuses heavily on science and technology. Here are some features of virtual labs. Compensate for the lack of laboratory capabilities, a possibility of using them at any time and any place, protecting the learner and facilities from the risk of malpractice, conducting dangerous experiments, evaluation electronically, cost saving, and enriching students' creativity. This activity is based on project-based learning, which means improving students' critical thinking skills, maximizes inquiry-based and student-centered learning, encourages students to collaborate by working in groups over a specified period on a project designed to solve a real problem or answer a difficult question. And as we see here, 7 project-based teaching practices helps schools, educators, and centers of learning improve, develop, and evaluate their work. Finally, here we compare example of practice in the context of STEM education. As for discovery learning, it is presented by building a sustainable city. This develops critical thinking and motivates the learner to learn. Encourages students to ask questions and search for answers, and transforming learning into student-centered learning so that they become able to solve problems themselves by following a purposeful educational process. As for problem-based learning, it has become clear through HEXPOG activity, which would develop students' collaborative and reflective skills, and thus improve the quality of education, increase students' ability to solve problems and think critically, making students able to collect information on their own, which means increasing their self-confidence, short-term, and provide a solution to a problem, and follow specific traditional steps. While project-based learning was demonstrated through the virtual labs activity, and it has been shown that it's student-centered, self-directed, collaborative, and highlights problem on the ground, long-term, and it involves creating a product or performance and follow general and different steps in each project. Thank you for your listening, and this is the end of the presentation.